What if World War III broke out today? Where would be the safest places on Earth? This may seem unthinkable, yet it's a scenario worth exploring. With nations like the Gaza Strip and the USA potentially in global peace hangs by a thread, the ripple effects would be far-reaching, with economies crumbling and societies fragmenting. Could there be safe havens amidst this turmoil? Places relatively insulated from immediate dangers offering a beacon of hope? Despite the daunting scenario, there might be locations on Earth that offer some safety. Imagine the serene landscape of Iceland, seemingly untouched by the chaos. Picture it, a land of crisp, clean air, boundless horizons, and a tranquility that feels as if it's been woven into the very fabric of the Earth itself. Iceland is a world apart, literally and figuratively. It lies isolated in the North Atlantic, far from the hustle and bustle of the world's major cities and power centers. Its geographical remoteness provides a kind of natural fortress, a barrier against the storms that could potentially be brewing elsewhere on the globe. But Iceland's isolation is not its only strength. It is a nation known for its peaceful political climate. For decades, Iceland has been a beacon of democracy and stability, with a government that values peaceful resolution over conflict. It's a place where the air is not just fresh and clean, but also free of the tension that often hangs heavy in the corridors of power around the world. And what of the practicalities? In a world on the brink, sustainability becomes not just a buzzword, but a lifeline. Iceland has this covered too. The country is blessed with abundant geothermal and hydroelectric energy resources, providing a level of energy independence that many nations can only dream of. And when it comes to food, the fertile soil and clean waters provide a bounty of fresh produce and seafood. In essence, Iceland is a self-sustaining island, capable of standing alone even in the face of global uncertainty. It's a place where you can watch the northern lights dance across the sky on a clear night, undisturbed by the worries that might be keeping the rest of the world awake. So if the unthinkable were to happen, if the world were thrown into the throes of a third global conflict, Iceland could be more than just a serene escape. It could be a fortress of solitude, a sanctuary of peace and self-sustainability. In the midst of global turmoil, Iceland could be a beacon of tranquility. Picture the Swiss Alps, not just for their breathtaking beauty, but for their hidden fortresses. Switzerland, known for chocolate and cheese, has more to it than meets the eye. Beneath the picturesque landscapes, there's an impressive network of underground bunkers. These fortresses, crafted during the Cold War, are designed to house the entire Swiss populace. They're equipped with necessary amenities, ready to shelter against potential threats. But it's not all about infrastructure. The Swiss have a distinctive approach to national defense, maintaining universal conscription, where every male citizen undergoes military training and is part of the reserve force till age 34. This skilled militia forms the backbone of Swiss defense, ready to mobilize swiftly. Switzerland's safety is further bolstered by its tradition of neutrality, which has been maintained through 2 world wars and innumerable global conflicts. This policy of neutrality allows Switzerland to avoid becoming a target and ensures that it's a place where diplomacy can flourish even in the bleakest times. In crisis, Switzerland is prepared to retreat to its bunkers, where life can continue safely. The Swiss have prepared for the worst, investing in infrastructure and training to ensure a safe haven beneath the earth if the world above descends into chaos. Switzerland, a nation prepared to retreat beneath the surface if the world above is in chaos. Visualize the remote islands of New Zealand, far removed from the world's major conflict zones. Nestled in the southwestern Pacific Ocean, these islands lie thousands of miles away from the world's primary political hotspots, creating a natural buffer against global turmoil. Imagine a land where the vast oceans act as a formidable moat, keeping away the chaos and conflict. This isolation, while sometimes viewed as a disadvantage, could be the very factor that shields New Zealand from the potential horrors of a Third World War. But isolation is not the only card that New Zealand has up its sleeve. The country boasts a remarkably stable political climate, ranking high on global peace indexes. It's a nation that holds diplomacy and peaceful resolution in high regard, with its leaders often being the voice of reason in global forums. New Zealand's political stability is further strengthened by its robust democratic institutions. It's a place where the rule of law is respected and the rights of individuals are valued and protected. This strong governance framework not only ensures internal peace, but also reduces the likelihood of the country being drawn into global conflicts. Now, let's consider New Zealand's self-sustainability. The country is blessed with an abundance of natural resources, from fertile lands that can support agriculture and livestock to a wealth of renewable energy sources like geothermal, hydro, and wind power. New Zealand is well equipped to sustain itself even in times of global shortages. This self-sufficiency extends to food production as well. With a thriving agricultural sector and rich marine ecosystems, New Zealand can feed its population without relying heavily on international food imports. Imagine a place where the pantry is always full, regardless of what's happening beyond its shores. So when we ponder on the safest places to be if World War III were to break out, New Zealand certainly makes the list. It's a nation that combines geographic isolation, political stability, and self-sustainability in a unique blend, offering a remote refuge from global conflict. New Zealand, a place where distance could be the greatest defense. Consider Bhutan, a small kingdom tucked away in the Himalayas. This landlocked nation, nestled between China and India, is often overlooked on the world stage. Yet, it is this very obscurity that might make Bhutan an unlikely sanctuary in the face of a global conflict. Bhutan's isolation, both geographically and politically, is its first line of defense. With its rugged terrain and sparse population, it's a challenging destination for any potential invader. But more importantly, it's the nation's political standing that truly sets it apart. Bhutan has maintained a policy of neutrality and non-alignment, shunning international disputes and conflicts. This peaceful political climate is ingrained in the very fabric of Bhutanese society, and it's not just about staying out of world conflicts. The Bhutanese government is one of the few in the world that prioritizes gross national happiness over gross domestic product. This unique approach to governance values the well-being of its citizens above all else. Instead of investing in a vast military arsenal, Bhutan focuses on areas like education, health, and the preservation of its rich culture and pristine environment. This in turn has nurtured a society that is content, harmonious, and resilient, traits that would undoubtedly be beneficial in a time of global turmoil. Moreover, Bhutan's commitment to peace extends beyond its borders. It's one of the few countries to have never engaged in warfare with another nation, preferring diplomacy and peaceful negotiations. This steadfast commitment to non-aggression could potentially keep Bhutan off the radar in a World War scenario, making it an unlikely haven amidst global chaos. So, as we ponder the unthinkable scenario of a Third World War, let's not overlook the small Himalayan kingdom of Bhutan. Here, hidden away in the rugged mountains, is a nation that has chosen peace and happiness over conflict and strife. In a world teetering on the brink of disaster, such a place might just be the sanctuary we need. Bhutan, where peace and happiness could be the ultimate shield against the horrors of war. In a world on the brink of war, safety is relative. We've journeyed through the isolated landscapes of Iceland, where its geographical remoteness could offer a haven away from conflict. We've burrowed deep into the fortified underground bunkers of Switzerland, a country known for its neutrality and preparedness. We've ventured to the remote corners of New Zealand, far removed from major political powerhouses. And we've ascended the peaceful heights of Bhutan, a nation that measures success in happiness rather than military might. Each of these places holds a unique allure for those seeking safety in a world at war, all with distinguishing characteristics that could offer refuge. From geographical isolation to political neutrality, from remote locales to peaceful philosophies, these places present interesting possibilities for sanctuary. While we hope World War III remains a hypothetical scenario, it's fascinating to consider where safety might be found in such an unthinkable event.